A difficult afternoon at Banbury today. What's your reflection on today's game?
Look, we speak a lot, don't we? I heard the fans chanting about small margins because I've said that a lot, which has been the reality, but today was far from it. To serve up probably our worst performance in the first 35 minutes, and to do it, the timing to do that, the preparation's been really good. We had a day extra preparation than Banbury, but it wasn't even that we couldn't keep a ball. It was the fact that the 4 goals, I thought we started the game quite bright. It's a goalkeeping error for the first one, and then we collapsed, and that's something that we haven't done all season since I've been here, but we did today, and really disappointing. I completely understand the fans' frustration because they've backed us. I think they've been incredibly patient for a long time. I'm a football fan myself, and I'd be disappointed. With what they're seeing at the moment. And today was a real tough day. We thought we were over that, but that's a lesson learned. And the reality is, it's going down to the wire, as we thought. We hoped it wouldn't do, but it has. And we've got to have a real positive, and it's really important now as well from the fans that next week, that irrespective of the frustrations towards players or towards me as a manager, and I'd rather that any frustration is aimed at me rather than players, because at the end of the day I'm the one that picks the team. The players go out there to perform, and they'll have bad days, but the manager picks the team, and it's his name above the door. So I'll take any criticism, and deservedly so as well, because what they're seeing. But what we need from them is we need a real positive, 100 minutes from the supporters. They can level any criticism afterwards, and hopefully we get the right result. And and that's what we've got to do. But today was a tough one. I thought Banbury did really well, but we allowed them 4 real bad mistakes from us for the goals. And I don't know why that happened. I can't put my finger on it, but it was a difficult day. But in that, we made the decision at half time, because we knew that goal difference could play a part, and if we stayed open and we went chasing, we could have ended up getting beat 6 or 7. And so we went to 2 banks, defensive banks, 4-5-1, and we stopped them scoring. And we were the ones that probably looked like scoring second half. And again, it's where we've struggled, our Achilles heel. We've missed a couple of really good chances second half, which is disappointing, but that's what we've done. So we have to, deal with that. But disappointing day.
Before we get on to the last game of the season, do you have an update on Robbie Bunn and Morgan Owen, who limped off injured in our previous game?
Yeah, I think we've so Robbie had a previous engagement that he had to attend, that we knew about. We knew about prior to today, and Morgan Owen obviously went off with his ankle last week on Friday, and we're hopeful that Morgan Owen and Robbie Bunn will definitely be back in the team, and hopefully Morgan Owen can take part as well.
So looking ahead to that final day, it's incredibly tight, particularly between us and Barwell. It's just one goal in it, as you alluded to earlier. Would you say it's your biggest game as a manager, or?
Yeah, no, it is. Look, it is. I think it is. I think if you look over the 5 years, what we've seen, in my time here, we've seen progression each year, haven't we? So the recruitment in the summer has been really good, and we've progressed, and we've hit some incredible heights. We've punched above our weight for many years, and obviously I came back in when they're in a real good position in 6. You lose, everybody knows we've lost our best players, front 3 in, and it's been difficult, but I think we'll go into the Itching game, and there'll be obviously pressure, and there needs to be, and I want the players to have pressure, because I want them to respond well to that. But listen, it's the biggest game probably for the club for a long time, certainly for me as a manager. But I'll always, remain positive. We have to, as staff, because the players need that. And if we're negative, I understand, any outside noise, and I get that, and there should be, because the performances have been nowhere near good enough in, over a period of months. But we'll stay positive, and hopefully we can, get it over the line, and then we can all sit down and reflect on what went wrong and what we didn't do right, and and see where we're all going to be. For me, my focus is just on Saturday, and we've got 5 days to prepare properly, for a really big game.
Is the message quite simple ahead of that one of match or better Barwell's result? Will you be looking, or are you just concentrating on what?
Look, you know, to be honest, I was going to go to the Barwell game on Friday night, but I just tortured myself. So I think, you know, look, people around are going to obviously, like, Barwell will be the same. They'll be focusing on our result, but I think that we've got to concentrate on ourselves. If somebody said to you that, you know, you go in, it's a like a cup final, and you're playing against a team that, with the greatest respect, they've not done very well either. You know, Barwell play Spalding, who've got something to play for. You know, Itchen have certainly got something to play for as well, because they want to play for personal pride. But look, both teams, you know, us and Barwell, it's not about matching them, it's about getting the job done for ourselves. And, you know, if we're ahead or if we're behind, we'll be obviously focusing on, you know, there'll be people telling us what that result is. And look, it's going to be a nervous day, it's going to be a roller coaster day, but you know, that's what we're in football for, and you learn a lot from it, and hopefully there'll be positive outcomes from it.
Frustrating day today and a disappointing result. What's your reflection on today's game as a captain?
Poor from probably 15 minutes in all the way up to the end of the game. There's no words, no excuses from any of the players. You know, we let ourselves, the club, the fans, we let the manager down today, first and foremost. You know, they haven't really cut us open. We've given 4 terrible goals, and you always, no matter what you do, if you go 1-0 down, no matter how you react to it or whatever the situation is, it's a mountain to climb, and to be 4-0 down at half time it's not good enough at all.
So what was your message at half time, and particularly what was said at the full-time whistle after the game?
Half time, it was kind of like struggling to find the words now, and at half time, to be honest, you have to try and encourage people and try and be positive. With, you know, we've got a lot of young lads in there, and can't let them drop their heads, because it could have easily turned into a 6, 7, 8-0. You know, the management team and a few of the senior boys just try to get people together and say, look, you know, let's be solid and keep the goals down. We knew the game was done. I mean, I've been involved in a game where we've fallen down at half time and we've come back and drew 4-4, but you just know that wasn't one of the games today. So it was more importantly to just get the goal difference down. We heard that Barwell were 1-0 down, and even though we're not really concentrating on Barwell, we're looking at ourselves, it's still, you know, it plays in the back of your mind. A few teams around us, you want to check the results, and it may, you know, goal difference is going to be important, so we had to try and just stay together and, yeah, exactly, stay together and be the team.
Ahead of next Saturday, what's the message amongst the players firstly, and then to the fans? It's probably going to be a nerve-wracking day, but we're at home, which is a help. What's the message going forward?
The message, when the gaffer obviously left the change room, and, you know, I feel like that's my time to kind of have a chat with the lads, and I said it makes next week, or Saturday's game, like, so much more important. It's a bigger game. It doesn't matter if it's a cup final or, you know, I know Redditch got to the playoffs last year. This is a bigger game than possibly that, and, you know, we want to stay in the division. Nobody wants to get relegated. We don't want to let the fans down, we don't want to let the clubs down, we don't want to let ourselves down, and we don't want to let the manager down. The message to the fans is, you know, we all hear the frustration, and we've been good at home. We've lost 1 or 2 in 5 months, whatever it is. So their support on Saturday is massive. You know, I know some of the lads in there. They get an extra 10% when we're at home, just to knowing all the fans are behind us. And I know recent weeks, it's been a bit up and down, but if we win Saturday, I'm not saying you forgive and forget, but all this, we've done the job. We've stayed up, so it's a big game. And my message as a captain, please get behind us and please support us as much as you can. And I know it's hard, But for one last game, that's all I can ask for.